Yesterday game was horrendous, bro. I mean, it was bad. I mean, this one might be one for the ages, bro. I can't even lie. The referees just exposed their hand so bad, bro. I mean, they just didn't care no more. They didn't care. The world was watching how bad the cause was. They didn't care at all. They was going to get their issue off against the Fever no matter what. And I'm here to tell you, that's exactly what went down, bro. I mean, they got their issue off in a major way, bro. I mean, there was countless of times I could literally look at the screen and know that was...
What if I told you the real MVP of the WNBA isn't even a player? It's a ref with a whistle and a personal vendetta? Buckle up, because we just unearthed footage so wild, it makes reality TV look like Sunday school. Caitlin Clark didn't just get fouled, she got flat out robbed. And the receipts? Messier than a toddler on spaghetti night. What this ref did, it's all on camera. And yeah, it's that bad. Let's get into it.
Lads, today the referees gave the report on the situation, and it's even worse. It's even worse than I imagined, and it was pretty grim. Like, it was a pretty grim overall, it was a pretty grim overall.
Watching the WNBA and seeing how things are run, seeing how things are done, and after you've seen what it looks like to get it right, and you come in and see something looking really wrong, you're going to call it out. It is what it is. You're going to be critical of players if they do something shady or classless. You're going to call that.
And the whistle blows again, not for a foul, not for a travel, but apparently for the crime of existing while being Caitlin Clark. Let's be real. This isn't basketball anymore. It's a low-budget soap opera with refs playing the role of mustache-twirling villains. Between the missed calls, the phantom fouls, and the oops, didn't see that punch to the face, the WNBA officials have officially evolved from referees into chaos gremlins with whistles.
To share with you guys an article that I found that honestly gives us so much insight into the WNBA referees, how they are hired, how much they make, and there's one section that really stood out to me, and they break down essentially why they are making the calls that they make, and they also talk about the influx of new fans flooding to the WNBA. They talk about Caitlin Clark a little bit. This article to me was really telling. It actually came out in January, but it was published by SB Nation, and it's entitled How WNBA Referees Are Scouted, Trained, and Held Accountable.
The audience isn't confused anymore. They're exhausted. This isn't suspense. It's sabotage in slow motion. Broken heart crooked officiating isn't just ruining games. It's draining the joy from a league that's supposed to be gaining momentum. Fans tune in for elite competition, not some improv theater refereed by chaos that's like watching a cooking show where the judges unplug the oven mid-bake, then blame the contestant. And Caitlin Clark? She's the one smiling through it, while her three-tier cake melts into floor soup. Birthday cake right arrow droplet.
You would think with what they say coming into the season, Kathy was made it her business to let them know that, referees is going to be getting assessed for this next season and make sure they're making the right, proper calls. Man, at this point, we need NBA refs all the time, bro. I don't want these YMCA, junior league, high school ass referees, bro. We need real life refs because as of right now, they're costing the Indiana Fever major games that they definitely need to.
Let's be real. Caitlin Clark looks tired. And not the played 40 minutes, dropped 30 points kind of tired. No, this is existential exhaustion, the kind that hits when you realize you could drop 60, and they'd still call a charge because you blinked too hard. Faced with steam from knows this woman is carrying a franchise, a league, and half of women's basketball fandom on her back, and the refs? They're out here making sure her shoelaces are tied together every time she touches the ball. Woman kneeling chains.
Remember how last year started? You remember the lopsided officiating that we got last year? The All-Star break comes around, the Olympic break rolls around, and then what did we hear from Lynn Dunn? Lynn Dunn goes on the Dan Dockage show, and she calls out the officiating. She calls out the refereeing. She calls out the WNBA. The lopsidedness that is being shown not in favor of the Indiana Fever. The clear biases when it comes to foul calls. The clear biases when it comes to not calling foul calls. Last year, it took us
30504:2. Of course she's depressed. Wouldn't you be? Imagine being world-class at your job, showing up night after night to do the impossible, only to realize your toughest opponent doesn't even wear the other team's jersey. Nope. It's the zebras with whistles, who somehow miss actual assaults but flag her for breathing too confidently. Faced with rolling eyes, it's like she violated some secret WNBA anti-glow-up rule. The treatment she's getting isn't just wrong, it's cartoonishly wrong. Like Caitlyn accidentally stepped into a dimension where logic went out for milk and never came back. Cyclone and coach Stephanie White? She didn't just lose her cool, she donated it to science. She looked like she was auditioning for a reboot of Whose Line Is It Anyway, except every prompt was, react to another insultingly bad call. Faced with steam from no, she was pacing, yelling, turning red, a human thermometer of injustice. This wasn't coaching, it was a live TED Talk on gaslighting in sports. The refs weren't even pretending anymore. They were out there freestyling like it was jazz night at the officiating club. Saxophone prohibited basketball.
A little bit holistically, I think Caitlin Clark is a really hard player to officiate, much like Diana Taurasi was throughout the course of her career, for a couple of reasons. Caitlin Clark regularly gets picked up in the full court. She also gets blitzed more over the course of her career than any player in WNBA history or in that period of time. And she also creates some contact herself on the offensive end of the floor. She is very difficult to officiate because of all of the contact that's happening around her all of the time. That being said, I was in contact with a number of WNBA coaches yesterday about this topic of the officiating in the WNBA, and all of them said it needs...
There's no other way to say it. Caitlin Clark is being treated like she committed a crime against basketball, when all she did was make it matter again. Basketball collision. The WNBA said it wanted visibility. Cool. Congrats. You got it. But now the refs are squinting into the spotlight like vampires at high noon, panicking under the pressure of actual attention. They didn't expect fans, they didn't expect replays, and they definitely didn't expect the internet dissecting every flop, foul, and logic-defying whistle in 4K slow-mo. Now, every bad call is a meme in 5 seconds flat. Skull. Caitlyn goes for a fast break, whistle, she makes a clean steal, violation, she breathes a little too confidently in the key, technical foul. Meanwhile, the other team's out there filming a UFC promo and getting nothing but high fives. Woman facepalming. It's like the refs think the WNBA is a choose-your-own-adventure where Caitlyn always ends up in detention, no matter what choices she makes, and it's not just bad calls anymore, it's psychological warfare. That she's a rookie playing with the composure of a seasoned vet, all while carrying a target the size of Iowa on her back. Direct hit.
That the officiating in the WNBA became as hot button of an issue as any. Heated debates surrounding the league's physicality dominated the headlines, particularly when Indiana Fever star rookie Caitlin Clark was subject to several intentional fouls. Now, they also brought up Game 5 of the WNBA Finals. We actually made a whole video about that as well because there were some suspect calls at the end of that game, and a lot of people felt like the WNBA Finals were actually...
Every time Caitlyn gets up, someone's right there to push her back down, sometimes literally. Meanwhile, coach Stephanie White's sideline performances are becoming more iconic than the games themselves. She's basically the unofficial voice of reason, if reason came with red-faced yelling and clipboard launching intensity. Megaphone collision. You can practically hear her inner monologue screaming, "Are you serious?" Every 2 minutes she's protesting so hard. It's honestly a miracle she hasn't been mic'd up and given her own post-game therapy talk show. And can you even blame her? She's watching her star player get hacked like an Amazon password, and the refs? Nothing. No whistle. Not even a blink. Instead of celebrating Caitlyn's brilliance, we're stuck dissecting slow-mo clips of her getting blindsided while the officials do their best statue impersonations. Moai, it's surreal, like we're living in a parody universe where talent gets punished and mediocrity gets a standing ovation. Clapping hands, clapping hands, clapping hands.